Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code PLANETPaintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the Planet Paintball Podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear. Use code Planet Paintball for 20% off. They are your local Southeast custom warehouse. And Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. If you're out in the Bayfield area, go by and say hi to John and make sure you tell him we sent you over at Planet Paintball. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, do whatever. Give me a 1-star. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. We're over 50 episodes in at this point. The train's not stopping.
We can't stop
And
now.
speaking
This is
of
bat country.
That's right. And speaking of guys who know how to keep a train going, I got Scotty from Will Ball for Soup. Scotty, how you doing today, buddy?
Thank you for having me on, Hunter. I have been in a 115-degree garage doing BMW shit on my day off. Came right home, didn't even shower, threw on a fucking hat. We're sending it with the Planet Paintball Podcast. Always happy to be on. Always happy to tell you guys what I've been working on, what's coming next. Got some breaking news that happened today. We got the i3s and i3 Pros confirmed, lenses confirmed. Dye's
Nice.
One Good Mask is coming back, baby. So excited for that. Dude, people think like, yo, I hate on Dye. Dye makes good shit. They have one bad egg running the fucking show. But
Yeah.
do you throw the baby out with the bathwater?
You know that's so can we drill down on it a little bit?
Yeah, let's get real
Because
about that shit.
it's something that I've struggled with, like, since you broke the news, right? And I was like, okay, they're allegations. I don't know if we can say the word on YouTube. But,
Not only
you know,
that, right? You have to differentiate between criminal and civil. So this was a
Yeah.
civil case. A civil case is financial penalties only. So anybody can bring any civil case against anyone, right? So
Yeah.
as long as you file it, you pay the filing fees, you have a lawyer to represent you. So that was not a criminal investigation, it was a civil case, and they settled it. And when you settle something, I am legally not allowed to say they're guilty, they're innocent, no determinations can be made. So no criminal charges, and the civil case was settled. Your hands are tied. You can't say that anything happened. So it's like they're allegations at best.
Yeah. Now,
It's tricky, man. It's
I
tricky
will
to
say
talk
I've
about.
heard other allegations, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that surround that company. I have no proof of them, though, so I can't go. I will not go any further. I guess I could go further. But, like, look, I'm from the Carolinas, right? When you think Carolina paintball, you think trauma. When you think about trauma, you think about DMs. I grew up running matrices, running DMs. There's an NT11 in the back, you know.
Yeah, I learned to fix guns with the PM6, PM7 generation. So DM6,
Yeah.
PM6, those guns are super near and dear to me, man. It's like, yo, those are horrible fucking allegations. And how
Yeah.
Dye played it, they didn't say shit. They didn't say one way or another. I even asked them, like, hey, could you give me a blanket denial? Could you say, hey, why are they bringing this case? So it's up in the air, man. There's a lot of fucking smoke. There's a ton of smoke. But there's no criminal investigation, and the civil case was settled. So it's a mystery. It will remain a mystery, and it's not my place to say anything further.
Fair enough. And, you know, they employ one of the most likable guys in paintball, Nick Sloviak.
Yeah. You think, like,
You
Nick
know?
has a family. Nick is a family man. And if
Yeah.
Nick personally thinks that they are innocent, that's probably why he's sticking around. If Nick thought that Dye was a threat to his family, they wouldn't fucking be there. So it's a fucking, only in paintball we get controversies like this. And that's how we kind of linked up, right? We were dealing with a controversy in my own personal investigation. So I don't know if you guys are following the IG, but I got sent by like 15 fucking people. I wake up, yo, we're at Cincinnati, and there's this coach who's on his phone. He's got headphones in. He's live talking about everything that's happening in the game. Okay, is he communicating with somebody on the field? Or what's really happening, right?
Yeah. So look, we can say the team name, like that's cool. It was filthy. Don actually just came on and did one. His will launch before yours. We talk about it, but that's how we got talking. You ended up talking to my good buddy Chris, who has two boys that play on the D4 line, although the allegations were against the D3 line, which ended up winning, right?
And that's probably why people are mad. So if you're winning
Yeah.
and you're like, yo, they didn't just beat us because they're better than us. They beat us because they're bending the fucking rules and they're doing some crazy communication shit. And paintball is so competitive and the desire to win is just deep embedded in people's hearts. People will do shit like that. So that photo looked suspicious as hell. It did look suspicious, but it wasn't anything malicious because he was talking to the mom. So dad was talking to mom, giving her a play-by-play. And mom sent me the fucking call logs that corresponded with the event finals matches where the allegations were made. So where I'm putting things out there where it's innocent until proven guilty, this one was innocent. The whole fucking...
Yeah. Well, and apparently during one game, he was allowed to sit with the scorekeeper and film with his wife and talk to his wife. So like everyone who was a referee or something knew what he was doing. And Don brought up a really good point, right? We have heard allegations of semi-pro and down doing the earbud trick for a while now. Yeah, put it under the beanie, put it under the chassis, whatever. If it's that big of an issue, why aren't we checking that? We're checking boron on dates. Match is about to start. Hey, before you step on the field here, I need to see your ear. That's a pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they aren't doing that. So to me, it's like, has someone probably done it in the past? Sure. Is it really a big problem? No.
Yeah, people will do whatever the fuck it takes to win, man. I played an event where the X ball field backed up to a rec ball field, and one of the staff on another team was shooting dudes from the fucking rec ball field, long balling them onto the X ball field. I'm like, dude, I got shot in the back like 5 seconds off the break. What the fuck? There's crazy shit that happens all the time in paintball. Like, divisional paintball is kind of a shit show, man. And that's why I've scaled back my involvement. And I've found this new path where I'm investigating into controversies. I'm saying, here's the allegations, but let's figure out what's really happening. And we're doing that live on Instagram. We're doing it for free. And there's no sponsors. I'm not anybody's attack dog. People want to fucking send me out to destroy people. I'm like, let's figure out what the fuck is happening first,
So have you ever gotten offers from a company to be like,
I've
be
gotten
on our
a
side?
free gun offer twice.
Okay.
I've gotten a bunch of free gear, right? And I don't like accepting the free gear because occasionally I will break things and then I can't review them. Shout out to those HK loaders that don't. I love you guys. Like, we're cool. We're totally cool. They're like, yo, dude, we're coming out with like a mid-end loader. Like, we're going to send you out one. I'm like, fine, dude. I play a handful of times a year now. It's not as much as it used to be. And that fucking little tabby in the neck wouldn't respond, which spins the wheel. So that broke. They sent me out new internals for it. I replaced them. That broke too. No review for you guys.
Sorry.
Like, fuck, man. I love HK. You guys gotta make a better loader. Like, maybe eyes next time.
Yeah.
They'll tab like a fucking Ricochet Apache.
Yeah. Look, actually, it's that one of the, well, you can't see it. I have my original rotor back there. That thing's still kicking.
I broke my HK loaders. I have a rotor that's been surviving for 8 seasons, and I can't get through a couple of days of play with this new one. Fuck, man. Sorry.
Well, that's my thing. That die rotor is like, I don't know, easily 15 years old now, I would say. Okay, and it's still kicking
for maybe 2 years, and my thermostat batteries went out, and I took the batteries from the rotor and I put them in the thermostat. The thermostat's still running.
Now that only works with die rotor, so any other die gun, it kills batteries for sure.
I have a DM7, beautiful gun, eats batteries. I only have one gun. Yeah. It's a DM.
Hey, that's one of the DM7s or PM7s, DM7s, DM9s
The
are
9 is
like,
fucking gorgeous.
yeah, and man, that thing, it still holds its own. Like even today's guns, I don't care what anyone says.
I played a scenario with Mike Urena and then Hal Vansa, another elevation guy, retired pro. But the fuck up was I only had a 68, and I was getting like 4 pods and a loader on a 68, and I'd have to walk all the way back to the air station from the scenario fields. I'm like, yo, halfway through the day, I got gassed because I had to keep running back and getting gas. But it didn't break a ball the entire day. Like, that gun is so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, they're just ridiculous. And they're still like, I think they cost like $300 if you can find them.
Yup, I got
Which,
mine for $250.
yeah,
Ruckus anodizing. I saw it at a trade show.
nice.
It was at the WCPPL.
Really?
I'm just like, I'm coming home with that. There's no fucking choice.
Nice.
I wish I had time to do long format content, man. Like, I wish I had time for like every investigation to make a video. I don't. So that's
It
why I
takes a
love
lot.
these shows, man. I can just hop on here and talk about what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
okay, there's content.
There we go. Well, and like even this, which is minimally edited, like just squeezing out awkward pauses and stuff like that. Like I still, I spend an hour with it in the long form content phase, and then I'm going to spend an hour to 2 hours with it getting clips and shit out of it. Right. And then there's the time of posting it and scheduling all that crap. So like even this takes a long time, much less doing like a video like you used to do where you were pulling in, flexing on them.
I'm just trying to make sure like it's the most flattering angle possible. I don't have the biggest phone, so I'm like trying to see what I look like, trying to make
Fair
sure like
enough.
we have a good MySpace angle.
MySpace, man, that's back in the day.
I don't give a fuck. I
But
don't take myself that
it takes
seriously.
time. So talk to me though about, and I know you've talked on other shows about it, but the transition from like your life story things, which were awesome. I think that's where like most people my age and around my age probably found you first, right? Into the Instagram breaking hot news. Like how was that an intentional thing or did people just start
Well,
coming to you
it
all of a sudden?
constantly evolves the type of content that I put out, right? Like me as a grown ass man now, I don't have the time to do those life stories because it takes 2 hours to get through the audio takes, another hour to edit it. Then I got to find somebody to give me background footage. Then I got to mix the audio so I sound good and there's music. And then I also have to think, okay, am I even allowed to this? Like, there's this one where a professional player from a top 10 team went to college with me, and he was in a frat. He was leadership in a frat, and I ended up tutoring him in Spanish to get into the frat. Majo, uso mi español para vender las pistolas de gacha. So I have fucking decent Spanish, and I, I ended up tutoring this dude, like a fucking frat star. He had the Mercedes convertible, and he was going to play for our college team at U of A, and things imploded with me in the frat. But do I look like a frat guy?
No.
No,
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 doesn't seem like you're seeing.
no. I did get pressured by my parents to join a frat because my dad joined a frat, and that helped him out being a corporate douchebag. He was like, "Hey, it's going to be good for your career. Fucking get in the frat." I'm like, "All right, I'll do it with this dude from X team, not X Factor." But I want to drop that story, but I don't want to name the player. So that's kind of been on my plate for a while. As far as the transition, right? The amount of time it takes me to make an Instagram shit post is minimal. Like, I'll lurk PB Nation for some OG photos that are relevant to what I'm talking about. Okay, it takes 45 seconds. And then I'll just quickly synthesize the information into a quick bite-sized blurb. And that's really easy for me to do mentally. And I can post fucking 10 times a day if I wanted to, if I had the news. So the other part of it was I always had questions and I always wanted to know things. And the more I got involved in paintball, the more people knew me, I was able to get those answers. And then sharing those answers was a simple evolution of the content to, hey, I can still stay relevant, but I'm not investing so much into making a video. Like my story views are almost more than the amount of views I would get if I put up another life story. So like if I'll get like 10K on a life story, I'll get like 4K on a story post. Whatever.
Well, short form content is king right now. The long form does okay, but the short form does worlds beyond.
Like, I'm not that great at filming where I'm making like crazy reels. So I feel like information and providing information is my new way forward. But I'm still gonna hop back on the mic when I got time. But these 2 days off, I have Monday, Tuesday off, which is dog shit. I've been busy, man. Like, I wanted to get this life story done. I didn't have time. But at least I'm here, man. This thing.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. You did squeeze out a little release on the die thing while you were at the shop.
Yep, I was at the mechanics, the transmission factory off Glendale Avenue. I blessed Ray with a paintball career. So I helped him evolve from a rec ball player and getting picked up by his first team that I was running at the time, helped him get on his second team. So I have blessed him with a career in tournament paintball, showing him the gear, that type of shit. Great fucking dude. But again, we're at that age where we're making good money and maybe it's not worth it to invest everything we have into a tournament team.
Yeah.
I invest money into my car. I get performance out of my car. I invest time into my job. Like, I'm going to work this 4th of July, dude. I'm going to fucking work. They see that and I'll get promoted every 8 to 12 months. And I always chase those promotions and I love it. So I got one on last Thanksgiving. So hopefully next year, middle of next year, get a manager title, get that company car.
Hey, there you go.
The company car allowance, the next promotion. Hopefully we can do it.
That'll go a long way to new BMW.
Yeah, I have a 430. I want a 540. So
okay.
I only have a 4-banger, but I want that 6 silly. The 6 silly 5 series is probably going to be the next move. We'll see.
Okay.
I just think it's such a beautiful car, dude. Oh, I can just stare at my car.
Yeah. Well, the Germans know how to do something right.
In terms of how they treat Israel now, I think Germany is the most fair. They've been good with that shit. And now here we go. Here we go. And so, does paintball have a Nazi problem? I think it's going to appear in Gap. I think so. It's 7 pages. So. It's a beast of a fucking article. There's been a rigorous editing process between myself and Mike Jeffrey, as well as Alex Frazee, who had to bring in a professional journalist to edit my shit.
Okay,
there's a balance between that and, okay, how much of my personal conversations with Marcelo can I leak into the article? That's the biggest oh no or what if. So there's certain pieces of that are maybe a little private. So it's kind of an ethics question if that gets in there. But no, I feel like I did the right thing. I feel that it's a mistake for Marcelo to affiliate with Dan. And when you're the face of the league and you're affiliating with this radical anti-Semite, Israel hater, Nazi guy, that's a terrible look for Marcelo. And if he's saying, okay, I can change him, I don't think Marcelo can change Dan. I don't even think Marcelo thinks he can change Dan. But that's for later.
Yeah, that's for later.
You can't change my opinion of Dan.
No, I mean, look, and part of Dan's thing is I fully believe he believes what he says, but he's also a bit of a shock jock in a way, right? Like,
there's a way to criticize Israel that doesn't paint you as an anti-Semite. There's a way to do it.
Absolutely.
But when you're doing that and you also have a fucking Nazi trove of guns and you have the SS shit on your loader, fuck that, dude. You are out there to criticize Israel, to apply pressure to the Jewish people, and to cheer on their deaths. That's what he's fucking doing. And it's disgusting. And I really wish he didn't have the Nazi gun. Like, there would have been an alternative reality where Dan and I open up a paintball and I slowly bring him away from that radical anti-Semitism bullshit. And me and one of the people in his camp have had those back channel conversations. Yo, Dan's going to open up a field. I know you can make this field money. Yes, I can. So it's a shitty situation. I am still Marcelo's friend. I still talk to Marcelo every week, but I
Okay.
think he's wrong.
Yeah.
That I can have a friend where he's affiliating with somebody who I don't like, but if it was Dan, no, I have nothing to say to Dan, dude. Like,
Yeah.
so that's my personal line, and you're free to create your own and just do what's right for you. But Dan has said some really ugly pro-Hamas shit, and that's unacceptable in my book, dude. It's unacceptable to cheer on Hamas.
Well, and the whole situation there, like that goes back not generations, centuries. It's just
So Dan has this talking point where he says that there's a Jewish supremacy issue that's plaguing the world. There's one little Jewish state the size of fucking New Jersey, and it's surrounded by 50 Arab Muslim nations who want to kill every single Jew in that fucking state. I wish they would have given the Jews New Jersey and call it Jew Jersey, because they're in a terrible fucking neighborhood.
They almost gave him Arizona. that was on the books during that time.
They got really unlucky. They're in a shit neighborhood surrounded by crazy Arabs who want to murder them. So, yeah, man, they're constantly at war. But if it was Jewish supremacy, there would be 50 Jewish states in one Arab state. Not the same way around. The percentage of Jews in the population is so de minimis after the atrocities of the Holocaust. There's not enough Jews to have this globalized Jewish conspiracy that fucking Dan is peddling. And when you're peddling that the Jews are pulling the strings and running the world, that's radical anti-Semitism. That's some fucking Third Reich bullshit. And he's celebrating the Third Reich with his gun. Yes. Dan's a Nazi, in my opinion. And you're not going to fucking change my mind.
I agree with you there. I mean, look, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Like, I don't know what to tell you after that.
Couldn't we just get like a better celebrity for this, man? Like, where's William Shatner? William Shatner didn't have any fucking radical just like that.
No.
Is he still alive?
Maybe? I'm not quite sure.
Like, I was like 9 years old and he went to Challenge Park. I'm like, William Shatner's in Challenge Park.
Well, and he used to have that big game he did, right, with Tom Cole back in the day.
Yeah.
It was across all the magazines.
I got a paintball celebrity story. There's a video on my channel. I'm ready to kind of give something up now because the statute of limitations has expired.
Okay.
As I was managing my second paintball park, I had a bad day, an unsafe day with a Phoenix Suns player. Any guesses what Phoenix Suns player, former, would be a shithead and not follow the rules? Give me a guess. Or you're not a basketball guy.
I'm not a basketball guy. I'm so bad at sport athletes outside of paintball.
DeAndre Ayton came through to the indoor field.
Okay. Name I've heard.
Was a fucking complete menace. Like mask lifts in the middle of the game, overshooting the fuck out of everybody. Nobody was going out when they were shot. Like, we had to pull them back in, re-explain the rules. They'd go out there, take off their fucking masks. I'm like, dude, we're going to get sued if this keeps up. And then they were overshooting other groups. It was a bad time. And he's such an alpha dude. It's hard to rein that guy back in. But yo, DeAndre Ayton did not follow the paintball safety rules. And he could have shot his fucking eye out and ruined his career. Dead ass.
That would have been a really bad day for the field.
So here's what I've learned after managing 2 parks.
Okay.
Location is more important than facility quality. So
interesting.
I managed a beautiful facility, vast rec ball fields, beautiful turf, fresh bunkers for airball. And it was just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was in Buckeye, Arizona. And nobody would visit it. We would have 0 players on a Saturday. Like, we would do days where we have like 10 covers total. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. And nearing the end, the owner was asking me to start photographing the property for him to sell it. And he ended up selling it to the guy who runs Ambush. Oh, I can't remember his name, but he sold it. And I'm like, should I tell this guy that our numbers are dog shit? Do I tell him? Do I tip him off? Don't do this. And I shut my fucking mouth. I didn't do anything. He bought it and he was out of business within a year.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, location does matter. Ideally, good location with good stuff. But yeah, I would agree with you. Location matters way more than, your facility, because if people got to go an hour out of the way,
Yep, hour
mom's
out of the
not
way
going to
is
do that.
exactly what it was. It was like an hour and 10 from like Tempe to Buckeye, something like that. So we had that, and then we have American Paintball in the heart of downtown Phoenix, 15 from Scottsdale, 15 from Tempe, like perfect location. And the playing surface was atrocious. It was unsafe. And it's just, there's so much paint seeping into that turf. Everybody was getting covered in the paint. Nobody could slide accurately. It was hard to move. But we packed that bitch in with parties and corporate groups just because, we're 15, 20 minutes away from everybody. And there's no other indoor fields. We're coming here. APC somehow figured out the formula of a old building with cheap rent located in a great location, and wherever the paintball is, it is. So sooner or later, when the 1K gets to beefy territory, and I cash that shit out, I want to open up a field. I want to have my own field someday, man. I've talked about it before. Like, that is the ultimate goal for this Will Ball Pursuit project. I hope I can open up a field.
So what are you thinking? Are you thinking a couple acres? You thinking an indoor field?
Or high-end air conditioning tournament format, but then we're also going to break down that tournament format as something that rec ball players can experience. Like, you're coming here as a rec ball player, okay, you're still going to be on a 5-man line. Paintball is 5-on-5. So we're gonna kind of break that high-end format into something accessible for new players, and then have that serve as the pipeline from casual to paintball enthusiast and tournament player.
Like it.
I like it too, man. I may get a bank loan, but my credit is kind of dog shit. I didn't really pay for my face getting sewn back together.
Yeah. It looks all right, man. Like it.
So it's a little bumpy. There's some bumps. I think it adds character, but it just shows that I've been through some shit, but I'm still fucking standing. You shoot a man with his last bullet, and he just stands there. Andrew Tate real, but I don't know, man. I miss being around paintball all the time. Like, that's one of the things that I just super miss doing. And all those connections that I made. Like, there are people who hit me up on Instagram. They're like, yo, you got me my first setup 5 years ago. Aw,
That's
I don't
awesome.
remember you, but thank you. Dude, you gave me 10% off because I bought a tank cover with my tank and a loader. You gave me 10% off, dude. Thank you so much. All right.
Hey, the little things when you're starting out make big impressions, though.
Oh, I got so blessed as a little kid in paintball. $20 cases, no entry. Like, that type of shit. Playing fucking D4, $20 cases, no entry. Like, the dream was real. And I'm like, oh no, I'm 6'4" now. I don't really fit. I peaked out in D3. What's the highest division you got to?
I mean, are we gonna count open as a high division?
Is it, if it's
Otherwise
like
it's
near,
D4.
like WC?
No. Just open at World Cup. So, look, man, like, I love the sport. I've been in it a long time, but in and out of the competitive scene, right? Like, for a while I managed to field, and when I was managing, I wasn't playing, because you know how it is. Who's gonna run the field when the manager's gone?
Who's going to count the money?
Yeah, who's going to count the money? So, in and out, our field owner passed away tragically in a car wreck. And then I kind of put my own thing on pause, and a couple of the guys took over the field, and I took over the teams out of the field. And my brother, who's 6 years younger than me, I was in college at the time, started getting into the competitive side. So I really got into like coaching him and his little squad and coming up. And then, life happens. You got to take some breaks, and you get up to D4 and then you fall back down. And there's nothing past D4 in the Carolinas. Like, it's just, so if you go past D4, you're playing nationals, or you're driving down to Florida, or going up to Virginia, or going out to Tennessee and Louisiana and stuff like that to play. And then I found mech, man, and like, I can step on a field, shoot autococker, which was my first tournament gun, and play against like the guys from Push. Like, sign me up all day.
What cocker? Do you own a cocker now? What?
I do. It is one of the new free flow ones, one of the new runs. It's a Lotus.
Expensive.
You got to hit those drops at the right time. And growing up, I always wanted a boxer, right? The free flow
I know what that
boxer
is.
was a dream. Yeah. And I missed it when they came out with those. And then I happened to get a little bit of money and I was like, I'm saving this for the next free flow drop. And it was the Lotus. The Lotus
Yeah, I
was
was
like
just gonna
my
say the
second
Lotus
favorite
was the one that
bomber.
I like.
Yeah. So I went balls to the wall with the ano on it. Got
WGP is
the
back. I wonder who's
yeah, it's
running
back,
that show.
baby.
Do you know who's running that show?
I do not. I
Is it the
do
Paintball
not.
Gateway guys? It might be. I don't know.
They bought a bunch of the stuff
Yeah, and I'm
when
wondering if it's from
BGP
those
went
like
out.
extrusions. I'm not sure. Like the dude is on there like doing an interview with Bud. I'm like, who is this? I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Still living the dream though. Anybody who's working full time in paintball, like I have a baseline level of respect for you. Like until you do me dirty, I will be fair with anybody. Like you don't get a second chance. If you try and fucking take me out, you don't get a second chance. But I'm willing to work with anybody. I'm willing to talk to anybody. So if you are in this industry, you can always hit me up for anything. I'll always hear you out. Like I'm more fair than people give me credit for.
I mean, from the outside in, right? I think I'm pretty much like the group of guys that consume your content. Like, I've never been like, oh, he's way off the wall here.
There are
It's been
two
like,
people.
hey, I got reports that say this and this, and you're very honest with it. Hey, I have some information, right or wrong. This is what I'm being told.
Yeah, I don't have to
So,
be right every time as it's a news and rumors page. But what I've gotten better at is tagging things. Hey, this is a rumor. I'm not going to say confirmed until I can multi-layer verify something. So
mhm.
it's super easy. But my opposition, specifically these two members of the media, they don't fucking get it. They want to attack me for the purpose of boosting their own brand. And what I've learned is that if I name drop these two petty, jealous pieces of shit, they're not getting any fucking views. So I'm not going to name drop this irrelevant cuck because you're like, okay, now I have an opportunity to try and get at Scotty. I'll put him in one of my videos. Fuck you, dude. You're not relevant enough for me to even talk about you.
Yeah. Well, that's always been like my opinion with like anyone that I have clashed with in the past is like, is me verbally going back and forth with you online even worth it? Like, I'm really just giving you attention, and that's probably what you want anyways. So why don't I just suck the air out of your little box there and walk
So
away?
I even have data that one of these guys is artificially pumping up his numbers. I have the data. There are unnatural data spikes showing that this guy's paying for his fucking clout. And if I even put that out there and I'm like, yo, this is the guy who's doing it, people are gonna hear his name for the first time. So it's like
It's like, why do it? Then you're giving him what he wants, right? It's like he wins then.
I want to. But the other option is you can sign the mutual combat waiver and you can sign a civil liability waiver and you can fight. That's always there. For people who fucking really hate me, you have that option. For the Nazi kid in Dan's team, you go on Dan's roster, you see this motherfucker who looks like he's in the Aryan Brotherhood, and his APPA photo is a mugshot. Like, all right, dude, I'm sure you learned to fight in jail. Let's fucking scrap. Like, sign the waiver.
Sign
I
the
would
waiver, we'll go.
I would love to fight somebody. Who's gonna fucking fight me? Who's gonna knock me out, dude? Like,
Like
let's fucking
the
bang.
gauntlet has been thrown down.
Like, like, yo,
Hey,
I'm about it. I love going to the gym and just fucking raging out, dude. It's like,
you've gone heavy into the weightlifting, man.
it
So,
just feels fucking great.
what's your favorite exercise? Like
Preacher curls,
preacher curls, really?
preacher
Okay.
curls, chest press, fly, bench, tri extends, lat pulls. Like the shoulders are getting kind of crazy.
Okay.
Like,
You
I don't know,
got
man.
big arms, bro. You
I
got
just
big
like
arms.
it's fun. It's a good way to let off steam. It's a good way to let
Yeah.
out that aggression. Because in the corporate world, I can't fucking roast people. Doing paintball.
No, HR frowns upon that.
But you can find people within the corporation who are chill, and you can have those conversations like, yo, this dude doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, You can say shit like that if you find the right people to talk to. But,
Yeah, you gotta find your work buddy.
oh man.
Hey, I did want to go back to the gap thing. So you wrote this article. Is this going to be your first printed piece,
If it
or
gets
have you done
printed,
one in the past? If it gets, Frazee has tackled some tough issues
he has.
in that magazine,
He
right?
has, man. And we've had some great conversations about the Marcelo topic. I hope it gets published. I put a lot of energy into it. I took 2 days off of work to fucking tone that thing up. I thought it was going to go live at Cincinnati. It didn't. I don't think that issue has been published yet. I think it's going to be in there. I'm not sure. And this isn't me playing deception. This is me needing to talk to Frazier. I haven't.
Fair enough. He might be a little busy, father, business owner, just a little bit.
But
Let's talk about AZ paintball scene. How is it right now?
Arizona paintball has been really strong, represented in the WCPPL. It's kind of shifted from individual teams to program paintball. The two big programs we have now, Phoenix Rising, Pole Position, Elevation has kind of merged into the Battle Zone factory lines. But Tucson's getting big too. So Tucson's in the south, Phoenix is central, right?
Yeah.
Tucson's been putting out really good teams. They invested a lot of money in their two facilities. So Tucson has really high-end paintball. But yeah, a lot of lower divisional teams, a lot of D4, D5, WCPPL teams. Paintball is really affordable out here. Teams are getting great paint deals, great entry deals. Battle Zone's been super generous with everybody. I know old Greg who runs Battle Zone, he's a homie. Definitely runs like an accountant, but I love the dude. I put up a video of him, and one of the comments was, "This guy runs like an accountant." I'm like, that's fucking great. But no, Greg's been a homie. He's a wizard of paintball guns. It's just fucking so hot, dude. It's so hot.
Yeah, you said 110 in the garage today.
Yeah, at least 110 in the
That's
garage.
later in the day.
I was driving around in the middle of the day yesterday. I saw 118 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not.
I don't know.
Summer. Fuck that. So as far as who's looking good and who's not, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. But the scene's strong.
There's that wild scenario of somebody suing the owner of Pole Position over a barrel condoms controversy. The Funko Pop gun.
Hey, can you break that down a little bit? Because I saw the post, but I was a little confused, to be honest with you.
I'm actually trying to play mediator in that one because I have nothing against Virtue. I've actually, I like their shit. They make good loaders. And I have nothing against Pole. If I were to play for a team, I would probably play for Pole. So I'm trying to mediate it. But apparently there was an idea to integrate Funko Pops into barrel condoms. And that was an idea of a guy who works for Virtue. He gave the prototypes to the owner of Pole Position. And apparently things fell off between them on a personal level. And he hasn't gotten that property back. And he's also worried that Pole might use the idea and start selling them on their own. But I don't think that's going to happen. And then the background of this, the guy who works for Virtue used to play on Pole. He either left or got cut. And he's been trying to create a mutiny to either buy the team or bump off their head honcho. His name's Andrew.
He does YouTube videos, right?
Yeah, no, Austin makes YouTube videos.
Austin does the YouTube
videos.
Andrew
helps out with the WCPPL more than I do because I can't go to every event. But no, Andrew's a good dude. I haven't had any issues with him. Ben's a good dude. I haven't had any issues with him. So it's like, yo, that legal threat is fucking wild. How can you put a lien on a paintball team?
Yeah. Why would you want to own a divisional paintball team? Sure. Yeah. I mean, are they LLC'd or anything?
I don't
to begin with.
Yo, dude, it's not a Hellcat. You can't repossess that shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm here to take your players.
So I talked to Ben yesterday. I'm like, what would it take for you to achieve what's known as a cold peace? You don't have to be friends, but you don't have to be throwing out these wild legal threats. And he's like, you know what, dude, it's too far gone. We're fucking going to war. I'm like, all right, I tried. Yeah. You guys can fight it out, as Trump would say.
So, but basically the guy from Virtue sent a prototype to the Pole Position guy, pole position, has kept the prototype and has refused to send it back as of.
I think it's out of spite too, because he learned of the attempted mutiny. And I believe there was an attempted mutiny where he's trying to say, hey, let's vote off our main guy and install this guy who works for Virtue. And I think that failed because Andrew's still there. And Andrew's like, fuck you, dude. I'm keeping these fucking gun go pops because you tried to bump me off. I think that's the grasp of the situation. I'm going to report that one from the sidelines and wish them both best of luck.
Fair enough.
But Andrew does have some powerful friends, and I wouldn't necessarily want to fuck with him. So I did convey that message, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
Fair enough, also.
Welcome to the paintball. Divisional paintball is a shit show, man. There's a reason why I'm not invested in that shit anymore. I used my brand to build a team and attract a ton of players. We had like 20 in the camp at least. This dude who has business aspirations, he's involved in pyramid schemes, right? He's selling fucking M2M multi-level marketing shit, whatever. He's asking everybody in the program to have them or their parents put down a credit card for monthly reoccurring payments just to be on the team.
Nope.
Go fuck yourself. So I had to take my team out back and fucking shoot it. And after that, I was heartbroken and depressed. I lost a lot of friends. And I had a conversation with the owner of Elevation. He's like, yo, I saw what this did to you, Scott. Like, don't do this again. No teams for you. You're putting in too much and it's too fucked up. But we see that shit all the time. We see a team owner who will buy his paint at 30 a case and sell it to his team at 37 a case. So he can take that $7 every case and buy himself a fucking sandwich. It happens more than you think.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time, unfortunately.
And that's why I'm out. And I feel like I'm in better physical shape than when I played, but I have no desire to play. Like, I'm on this media path now, and I think the media path has translated into like a journalism. So, and the respect is there, dude. Like, the amount of people who I'm in contact with has grown up and up and up. So I have more sources, more contributors. I have more ways to get information, more ways to verify information.
So is that one of those things where like people saw that you are the outlet, so they started coming to you?
Correct. Occasionally they'll pick up a story for the first time that somebody shares. Like, you know what? This is like a controversy that I've kind of experienced. So the next time I see something that might be newsworthy, I'm going to contact Scotty and he's going to share it and we're going to figure it out. Most people at this point have recognized that I am constantly striving to do the right thing. I might not always do the right thing, but I am trying to do the right thing every single time. The metrics just keep going up and I'm happy with where I'm at. And I'm doing it without any major sponsors and I'm not making a fucking cent.
Yeah, I mean, almost like you said, no major sponsors. You aren't making any money off of it. I know what it takes to become a YouTube, whatever, creator, content, whatever they fucking call it these days. And like, you just aren't going to get there with paintball.
Yeah, people think like 21,000 subscribers. Yo, dude, what's that? Like $1,000 a month? No, it's like $120 a month. And I'm not even uploading
nothing.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. YouTube in particular, they want consistency.
No.
So if you aren't consistent, it's really hard. I get it. It's been hard to pump these out and keep them consistent.
I love doing it. I love doing any shows. If anybody's watching this and you want me to do your show, hit me up Monday, Tuesdays, probably in the nighttime. Super down. Hit me up because I don't have time to clip things and edit podcasts. I don't have the time. So I'm really happy to hop on here, let you guys know what I'm covering, what I'm working on. Let's get into some more juicy shit. Texas team making a big pickup. Can't announce it because it would sell out a source.
Okay, fair enough.
So look for one of the top Texas teams to announce a pickup probably within the next week or at least before the next event. That's going to happen. Vulcan bankruptcy. Let's also talk about that. That had to come.
Is it the old switcheroo that we've seen time and time again, or is it the real deal?
Maybe something going on related to Gino's health. And I feel that I would be a shithead if I were to put out, hey, he's not doing so great with his health. So I think what the pieces are telling me is that he wants to manage the debt of the business in case he were to pass away, which sucks. And I fucking get it. But that also means that there is significant debt within Vulcan. Now I'm going to take that news and pair that with the purchase of the APX facility. Remember that paint facility in Southern California?
Yeah, that they moved out to the West Coast.
That
Like
is
they
not fully paid
took it
off,
over.
sir. That is not fully paid off.
Okay. And there's been new paint companies entering the realm since then. Defy's making a big splash.
For imported paint, Defy shit's good.
Yeah, but okay, so here's my thing with imported paint, right?
Yep,
So we got, and I know GI is moving their thing to Vegas, I think, right?
correct.
They're um
It's Reno.
yeah, sorry, not Vegas, but Nevada. There's a difference between China ball and Mexico ball when you're talking about imported paint.
Yeah.
You know, like Mexico has been pumping out some decent quality paint for a while now.
Yeah, who cares where the fuck it's from as long as it's cheap and it shoots good.
Yeah, and they're yeah, from what I've heard, I haven't got to shoot Defy yet, but it's really good paint.
Yeah, it's super round. The only issue with it, sometimes the shell gets so hard and you have like exposed skin, you get shot with that, you get cut.
Ooh, yeah.
That's on the cheap shit. But it won't break in your gun, it will shoot straight. So they have a little harder shell on like the lower end. The higher end's been good. I've seen Vulcan paint recently get really good. Graffiti shot fucking perfect.
Vulcan has been great since last season, like midway through. Like they really hit a stride. They sold out at World Cup last year. It was so good. Like just completely
I
all
think
done.
they're still going to
Don't
be
have any
around
more.
when it's all said and done. I don't think this is their death, but I think that they do have significant debts that they need to restructure, organize, find out how they're going to pay, especially if Gino's not going to be with us anymore. So that's heartbreaking. He's been a paintball dude
Yeah.
forever. He did what, National Paintball Supply?
Well, yeah. So I was gonna say, like, let's trace it back because like Gino's been in paintball for as longer than I've been in paintball. And I got into it in 1999, and Gino had brands and stuff there. He had National Paintball Supply, which went transformed into Key at one point, right? And then he sold out. Key got bought by what is now GI or Core Outdoors. I think there was K2 and stuff in between.
Hey,
And then, yeah, you remember K2 and then buying it. They were gonna, that was during the hype. Yeah, they did they were a ski brand.
that's what it was.
Yeah, they were a ski brand and they bought into Key at one point. But Key then gets absorbed by GI. He signed a non-compete when he sold. He started Valken. He had like a little racing team for a while. Non-compete goes up and he kind of restarts what he did with National, which not so much making his own gear, but like being a wholesaler, right? And then he's kind of evolved it into wholesaling doesn't work so much now because people can go, it's way easier to go direct to the companies, right? Um, it still makes sense in some instances,
Industry
I guess,
Hall of
but
Famer.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. You wouldn't have the LaSoya Timmy without
No, I hope he
Key.
pulls through, man. Like, I'm not going to announce like his diagnosis or prognosis. That's on him.
No.
But he is, from multiple sources that can confirm, he's dealing with a health scare, and it could
Well,
be serious.
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah,
And
man.
if you
I hope he
believe in
makes
that
it through.
stuff, like
Like,
hope
we're all
he
going to
gets
die
better.
sometime, but he's accomplished a lot in that life.
That's true. Yeah, he has done a lot, and he's done a lot for the industry too. And I'm sure there's people that don't like him, but there's some quality dudes that work over at Valken. That have Josh Silverman comes to mind, like Carolina Ball. If you didn't know Josh, you weren't at anything big during the early 2000s. So, uh,
The other
to say
thing,
the least.
did you hear that rumor I posted about two pro players who allegedly stole Lux? You catch that one?
I did. I thought that was a
Okay.
weird move.
So why the fuck would Ronnie Dizon steal a Lux when he's been playing for Heat for 10 years and he can ask Sarge for a Lux? And then there's also Yaya, it was a Yaya and Ronnie clinic. Why would you steal from the people who hired you? And if you steal from the people who hired you, you're not going to get hired by other people to do clinics. So new Will Ball for Soup content is debunking shit, right?
Okay.
So if I see something that I'm pretty sure like my instincts are saying, I don't think this happened, dude. Like, I'm gonna run that. I'm gonna be like, yo, here's the rumor. Here's why this is probably not true. So there's nobody telling me
that one just makes no sense.
Yeah, like, yo, Sarge, I need 3 Luxes, please. Okay, I'm the head guy at FedEx or whatever. He's like a president or vice president at FedEx or USPS, making that shipping and handling money. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sarge can just bless him with a couple Luxes. Yaya's been taken care of by Defy. He can ask for Luxes. Like, it ain't no thing. No way. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's very unlikely, especially when I think Houston Heat, I think they are the next, or they were the reiteration of Philly Americans. They've, I think they shot Eclipse for a little bit, but like there's strong ties to DLX, GOG, and SP.
No way.
On that team. There's no way someone's got. And look, these high end stuff that would even be quote unquote worth stealing for someone like it's still like, I mean, what the top adrenaline Lux is $10,000. Are you going to throw away your careers?
Yeah, no way.
$10,000? No.
Like, you just have to look at things from a narrative perspective. Like, all right, they're hired to be at a clinic. They try and steal a gun at a clinic. They're unsuccessful. No way. But you get me a victim statement on the record, I'll publish it. So that's where that one's at.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Those two dudes' reputation kind of precedes them anyway. It's now based.
Thing, though, it's a Will Ball for Soup topic because there's all these fucking scammers in the scene, right? Like, that's how I got my big break on YouTube. I did the life story about Henry setting me up at a Wendy's, stole my Dark Intimidator, you motherfucker. Yeah. He's like, all right, we're going to do drills in the Forest Preserve and go to Wendy's. I'm like, all right, dude, let's do some fucking drills. Go to Wendy's. He calls his homeboy. He leaves the car open. Yo, they stole your gun. It's a fucking setup. And this is my own teammate. So that was my big break on YouTube. But I don't know, dude. It's young people around expensive equipment who have high risk-taking tendencies because they're involved in paintball.
Yeah, so that's who's attracted to the sport, right? Like
100%. Like,
it's the safest extreme sport you can play.
It is like, even now, like every season there's a theft story. Like, we had the guy who stole a WCPPL. Like, I got the intel on that. The league was like, yo, just fucking shoot at this guy, everything you got. I'm like, all right, let's do a video. So I occasionally will find something that's fucked up enough where I want to hop on the mic. And I think the Nazi scandal was almost at that point, but it's so nuanced. I found that the magazine and the article would be a better way to describe how I feel about that. So
yeah,
it's like,
well, and then you're dealing with someone who's going to sit down, read, and digest, not someone who's going to listen to the first, I don't know, minute and a half and decide they've already made their opinion up, and I'm going to go down into the comments.
Yeah.
But if you had listened one more minute.
I don't watch anybody else's shit. Like, I don't watch any podcasts. So I know Marcelo hopped on with Nerd. I didn't fucking watch that. I know Dan hopped on with Nerd. I had somebody clip me the highlights. I didn't watch it. Like, hey man, what happened in this thing? So I think Nerd lets people talk. He didn't push back enough on Dan. So I don't think he's a bad person. I think he just lets people talk and doesn't offer enough pushback or enough of his own opinions. He just lets people either paint themselves a certain way. But
yeah. So I watched the Dan one. And honestly, I can't remember if I watched the Marcelo one or not. I was kind of over the whole thing. Like, the guy's a douchebag. Let's move on. But I did really, I appreciated Isaac's take on it in the sense that he didn't get himself heated. He actually tried to like, hey, I think you're stepping in some shit here a couple times. You might want to back off. And he didn't back off and he let him do his thing. And he had them on and he let them express their feelings. Um, can you have an argument that he should have given pushback and maybe more of his opinion? Sure. But at the same time, I think that wasn't his goal. I think his goal was to really give them an opportunity to talk, and he accomplished that goal.
Drops a hard R, just casual hard R. Holy shit.
The interview with Dan didn't change my mind about anything. I was like, you've just kind of solidified this, So, and I know I think you reported it, that there were a couple podcasts that were deciding whether or not to talk about it or have them on and have a discussion.
Dan would steamroll Ryan Greenspan. That would have been.
I know you aren't a fan.
No, we're getting better. Things are getting better. The way that Ryan talks about me has been adjusted a little bit in the right direction.
Okay, fair enough.
But I had to make a point where if Tom Cole's gonna use Ryan's show to shoot at me, I'm not gonna tolerate that. I will shoot back at you guys. So
that's fair.
That message was conveyed, and I think we worked on it diplomatically a little bit. And I think that Ryan definitely he's able to criticize the things I say and do. Yes, but if you're going to host Tom and say, Scotty is will lies for views, what am I doing with those views, fucker? What am I going to do with those views?
Yeah.
Or if it's like, I'm taking things out of context and making things up. No, I'm not. Dude, I have receipts for everything that I post. So if he's like, yo, I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, that's disingenuous. That doesn't like take into account all the research. And I'm doing this shit for free, man. So for him to paint me as a conspiracy theorist, that kind of pissed me off. But we're past that a little bit. And I think he did make the right choice to not engage Dan. I had the option to myself. And no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I will talk to Marcelo, though. I hope he takes me.
Well, yeah, I said it earlier. With people like Dan and most people that I have problems with, I just don't feel like giving them a voice. Like, yeah, I got a problem with you. I'm going to go do my shit. Yes, do you need to stand up against Nazism and all that shit? Absolutely. But that is different than standing there screaming at Dan. Like, I just don't.
I could do it. I don't
think he's going to change anything.
Great fight.
I'm sure you could. I mean, you got the lawyer degree. You can obviously debate. I'm sure you would come correct with your facts and stuff.
You've done some research. You understand that.
I've done a little. Well, look, I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan. Like I've appreciated what you've done for the paintball community.
To get my bar passage score for my closet, I saved the paperwork.
Oh yeah,
I passed by like a 9-point margin. Fucking
hey, passing is passing.
Breach, proximate cause, damages. Oh my God. So I litigated a few family law matters in Iowa, and I hated my life. I was drinking hard liquor all the time. I was chain smoking American spirits. I was really, really unhappy and disconnected from paintball. I'm like, I can't fucking live in Des Moines. Like, I'm sorry.
Hey, they got Slipknot at least.
I went to because there's only one.
Des Moines does have Slipknot, and I know you're a metal guy, so.
Yeah, I did not fit in at all. It was a nice city. Like this, I didn't have any issues with the quality of the city. There's no traffic. It's just not my scene, not my culture, not my people. Coming back out west, I fit in a lot better out
here. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going where you feel is home, right?
Like doing family law and nasty divorces and protective orders for battered women, guardianships of a senile mom. Like that was nasty. Having a woman give up custody of her kids while she was incarcerated. That was nasty. I did jailhouse interviews with a meth mom. No, get me the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that could wear on the soul. Definitely. Yeah, that would be tough. To go to something lighter.
Yeah, man.
You've been commentating. I
have the mental capacity and the processing power to do it. And I have that mental capacity to pass the bar. But And I'm taking all that energy and intelligence and applying it to paintball. And yet there's still people who are trying to fucking destroy me. Like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to be here forever. Like, I
Well,
cannot be stopped.
that's the thing. You're doing it for fun. Like the only one who's going to stop you is you.
Yeah, until I realize that the corporation is just so much more and I stop. But I don't know, man. One day I will own a field and it's going to be the most fucking successful field ever. Indoors don't last. So I got to find that cheap building, cheap
Indoors
rent.
are hard.
Yep.
Indoors now are very hard. Back in the day, not as bad.
So you
But
ran a
now
field.
that
What
you got
field
to
did
do
you
the
run?
turf, it was a field called Planet Paintball, which
Oh,
the
wow.
show's named after. And it originated as a indoor field, and I'm going to put quotes around that. It was where they used to have cattle auctions. Okay. So it was a covered warehouse, but it leaked dirt floor, cow manure, and paintball, old Powerball. You can still smell it. It's a very unique smell. I did not run it when it was there. Some shady stuff happened. He had to move, and he went to an outdoor location, and I managed the field there for a while for him before he passed. Spent
Let's have those
probably
little paintball tickets.
no, we never got into that. But
We
we
made
made
the worst mistake of our lives by fucking co-branding with those paintball tickets. You dumb motherfuckers. You have devalued your own product and you've created a market for bootleg tickets. And you have people within the same group paying different things for the same experience.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, and not only that, it's bringing in people who are trashy and they don't respect the game. They don't respect each other. They don't respect the equipment. So I'll tell you the numbers, man. You get one of those tickets and you go to my indoor, the one that I used to work at, instead of like $45 or $50 for entry rental in a bag, it's $21 for entry rental in a bag. You're losing out over half of your fucking value because they're coming with this dumb ticket. And I wanted to fire that guy so bad. And the owner would not let me fire him.
Now we did the mistake of doing the Groupon thing, and it started off good, but then, like you said, it wasn't. We thought it would create more players, right? Like get them in cheap, they get hooked, they'll come back. Well, it didn't really create more players. It just created angry people that
I thought
wanted a
this was
cheap
going to
day of
cover
paintball.
everything. You only give me one
Yeah,
bag of paint. I shot that in 10 minutes. Okay, I need new
yeah.
paint. I need new paint. Give it to me for free. So because the people who are selling the tickets were not employees of the field, there was a communication breakdown. And we're constantly having to remedy the communication and explain what the ticket covers and what it doesn't. It was stupid. I am shocked that they did that.
Well, and we ran into the same problem with Groupon, and then when we tried to get off Groupon, Groupon would not take us down. So we
Because
would
we're
still
held
have people
hostage by
show
Groupon.
up. Yeah, people would show up and be like, "Oh, I bought this Groupon," and we'd be like, "We haven't been doing Groupon for 6 months. I'm sorry. Like, you need to get a refund for this. If you want to play still, here's the price. We'll gladly let you play, but
I
I
wouldn't
can't
be
let you
opposed
play
to
for
Groupon.
$5."
Like, if it was me doing the promotions and it was our team doing the verbiage of what it is, I don't have a problem with that. It was that, hey, we accept all these fucking tickets and we're not the ones selling them. So that put us in a weird situation, but it really devalued our service. And I think it cut off a lot of revenue that actually went to the guys selling the tickets instead of us. Like, we'd have big frat parties of like 60 players. Okay, we can work with you on that price, but they're coming in with these tickets, and now we're just losing out on half that revenue. It was wild, dude. Like,
That was the other thing. Like, everyone buys a Groupon, but like, if you all had just called, we would have made you a better deal.
that's what's I love about paintball is that things are negotiable to some degree. Things, hey, I'm bringing in 20 guys. Can we get our paint for 40 instead of 50? All right, fuck yeah. So like, there are things like that we can do, but when you're just cutting off 50% of the price per head for a $2, $3 ticket, paintball tickets was bunk.
Let's talk about I'm gonna screw up his league, Mike's league, the West Coast League.
Yes.
You've been on the webcast pretty consistently. How'd that even come about, man?
Yeah. Mike has recognized me as an ally. He knows what I'm doing and my heart is in the right place. I closely work with him as far as feedback with players and from the league. So if somebody doesn't want to approach Mike with something, they'll approach me because Mike is a little scary. So I kind of have close coordination with him. Obviously, he had to give me the blessing to even get on the mic. So that was huge for him, and I really appreciate that. We're allies, we're friends, we're different personalities, way different personalities. But we work together pretty well. As far as, hey, am I an employee of the WC? No, I'm not. Is he paying me to do that? No, he's not. I go out there to see friends that I don't see all the time, and I usually try and make 1 or 2 events a year. I'm probably going to miss this next one. I missed the one before it, but I will be at the finale.
Okay.
So I always try and do the premier finals, and the D3 finals, and sometimes the Arizona teams that I know a lot about if I have the time. But I go to these events with like 8 projects to film, and I'll only film 2 of them because I'm busy running to film friends and film a product review and have a 40-minute conversation with Yaya and then go on the mic. So it's busy. It's good networking. And the respect that I get showing up to those events has gone up and up and up over the years. So it's awesome. I love the WC. I think Mike is the most player-friendly league owner, period. So he's the godfather, dude. All the people who he coached back in the day, they've had legendary careers. He's working with Collision semi-pro now. I bet you half the dudes on that roster are going to be pro within 5 seasons.
That's fair. Given Mike's track record.
Yeah. He's a very strong ally to have. He's a little scary. Like, everybody knows he's fucking scary. He'll hit you. He'll break a clipboard over a mouse. But no, he's not to be fucked with. But I value our working relationship, even though our personalities are way different. But I love Mike. I respect Mike. He's one of the few people who can talk me down out of doing something. So if he really disagrees with me, he'll have that conversation. Maybe I'll adjust. But if there's executive decisions to be made, occasionally I will consult with him.
Okay.
So there's a working relationship to some degree.
Well, man, it's 12 o'clock here. I got work in the morning. We've done an
It's
hour
12 o'clock.
and 12.
It's only 9:04 for me.
I know. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast. I'd love to have you back on maybe later in the year. If you're down, maybe after World Cup thing, we can do a season recap of the market since the market slows down there.
Yo, I have not ate for 24 hours because I knew I was doing this appearance. Wingstop has $2 tenders on Tuesdays. So I'm going to get like a little 6-piece tender. No fries.
There we go.
And I'm thinking like really, really spicy, maybe atomic wings. We'll see.
Nice.
You ever had the atomics?
I have not. No.
Oh, they're fucking delicious.
But, shout out or thank whoever you want to thank or.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who reads and watches my shit. I want to thank everybody who contributes to the things that I'm doing. I want to thank the people who treat me fairly because not everybody treats me fairly. So thank all of you. I have no sponsors and I don't want any sponsors because I'm a fucking big boy with an adult job. So there we go. Shout out all my friends. Shout out all my haters. I didn't name drop you motherfuckers. I made sure I didn't.
That's right.
I wonder if you guys know who I'm talking about, that irrelevant piece of shit who's paying for his views. I wonder if you guys know who that is. If you know who that is, fucking hit me up on IG.
Or you can drop it in the
I won't
comments
confirm
here.
or deny it because I'm not going to give him a platform to shoot at me. But, if you have 1 month where you get 2 million views and 1,000 subscribers, it's you paying for it, buddy. I'm on to you.
Yeah.
I'm on to you.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show, man. And we just got to hang out, make sure everything uploads.
Dude, time just...
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code PlanetPaintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast